I can't even believe that it's this bad. I can't even, like, it's insane. I'm gonna just press play because what else am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? He investigated Minnesota's billion-dollar fraud scandal. Ooh, this is gonna be good, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, let's jump right in.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Damn.
What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question, are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
Far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing?
Was on the case.
So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned.
Damn.
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by.
You know how that happens? That only happens under one condition. Someone is turning a blind eye to this whole situation. You have a ridiculous amount of childcare places, and there are no questions asked. There's no audit. There's no, let's double check and make sure that these people are actually using the money. Let's see where this money is going. It doesn't make any sense. The only thing that you can attribute this to is to fraud.
That place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them.
Crazy.
They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building
Yeah, that's fraud.
that
Literally, that's fraud.
has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks.
And
What
how do
has
I get a
happened
check?
is that the
The fuck?
Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand.
Yeah, the easy version is just the fact that what this is suicidal empathy. That's literally what it is. I'm willing to look the other way to help people because they are different than me, because they come from a different place. When a lot of this aid could go to people who live here in the States, who are from the States, because they're a minority. The politicians are afraid to call them out because then they're going to be called or labeled the things you just said. And it's pathetic that it's happening like this, but unfortunately it is what's happening. And the only way that changes is when we start voting certain people out. It's really that simple.
And this is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got
Nothing.
organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history.
Yeah, of course. And the fact that you have a law but it's not being enforced is a perfect example. Like, you know how you stop this? You enforce the law and you enforce it to the most radical term, which might mean that I'm actually a what do you call that? I might just be a fascist, I guess. You force them to enforce the law. Right? Anybody who's caught doing this, 10, 15 years in jail, minimum. You see how quick they stop. And then you use all those people who end up getting thrown in jail. Then we use them for labor to increase our GDP. Honestly, I'm at the point where it's like, what are you going to do? You have to be aggressive about this. You start with the political leaders who are allowing this to happen in Minnesota. You lock them the fuck up. You could even charge them with treason. Might be a little bit much, but I don't care. That's what I would do. And then you move on from there. What's the next portion? Then you go after the people who are actually lying about these things. That's what I would do. That's probably the best way, in my personal opinion.
Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to
Here
see
it
how
goes.
much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right
Damn.
here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares
Damn.
are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility as you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There
Yeah,
are
of course you
indeed
won't.
no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
They won't let you in.
And
Yeah.
the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody
Nothing.
showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says
that's
here on their
hilarious.
sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or
Right.
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Damn.
oh, them now.
9
It looks like you already
years?
got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
Sorry to interrupt, but this is
He
important.
said, "Hello, is this your daycare?" Let's see what he says. Let's see what happens.
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here.
You know,
All right, let's go
you
to the
don't
next
know,
location.
But you,
And the
we could
fraud
walk in.
only gets more from here. Make sure you stay till the very end of this video to see exactly how much fraud we find by the time we are done. And before we go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota.
And here in Minnesota, if you take a look at the Minnesota state flag, they recently changed it, and it very much so resembles the flag of Somalia. And really quick, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus
Who's the
Clip.
sponsor? Of
What
course, I
used
know
to just
Opus.
be an
I know it's gonna be Opus.
AI clip,
All right, let's fast forward
oh,
through this.
you'll get 1 week of this free and 3 year. How much money has this? 50%
All right, let's go
off.
back.
And now let's get back into the video. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children.
$3
See if
million.
any of the buildings are open.
Damn.
Here we go. All right, we've arrived
put
to
that on the
ABC Learning Center.
Of course,
All the
ABC.
windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here.
Probably not. I'm on the bed now. Of
This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children,
course.
0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door.
Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Why?
Can I speak to a manager?
Try later.
Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare.
And after a few questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal
Right.
year 2025, this facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million
Damn.
in tax money.
Let me get a
And there are no
piece.
kids, and all the facilities are the same way.
You know, I have a question for the chat. How could you not be mad? It's taxpayer money. It might not be everybody across the United States, but we're talking about Minnesotans who are having their hard-earned taxes go to things that don't make any sense. Explain that. Like, I would be pissed to see that. One of the things I was just thinking about is like the fact that it's gotten to be actually this bad is pretty impressive. For it to get to this point, there has to be people who are in on it who are part of the government. There's no other way. This is not just all fraud on one. Why do our elected officials support this? I think the easy answer to that would be, well, they make something from it. Because if they didn't make something from it, then they wouldn't support it in the manner that they do. I don't know. It could just be me. I could be wrong. Who knows? But let's just see. Let's get back to the video and see what else happens.
All of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door.
Yeah, they're not.
I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cause I
Why?
need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They
Huh?
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
happened?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
No, I don't know.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No. You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah,
Wow.
But you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
This is my
they're all
tax
getting
money.
mad because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of
know
this
that.
business being registered as a business. 74 children,
I've
no
lived my
children.
whole life
We
here.
saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But
where
now
did
they're
this
all
money
getting mad.
go? What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent
ask
on?
the owner.
There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the
not my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children?
You can call someone, but no one's going to come. And that's where I say you hold the public officials to the same standard of the law. And you might even have to hold them to a higher standard, right? This is where the treason comes in. This is where you have to, because the only way this happens is with them either turning around and not looking at the money walking out the back door, or them actually being complicit to the situation. There's no other way. It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. Like, how would this happen? How could we allow this to happen?
Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. As we continue to
They're
show
gonna
the
get
blatant
absolutely nothing
fraud that
from
was
this.
taking
Watch.
place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
you say-
From this
wait,
daycare
how much did
center,
he
we
say?
headed over to the
Did I hear that
infamous
right? Did I hear that right?
In 2 years, that facility right there.
15 million.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our
15
vehicle right
million,
now. From
guys.
this daycare center, we headed
This
over
is
to the
nuts.
infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Wow.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They said they spelt
They
learning
got a
wrong.
dummy yelling already.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you in favor of
That's one group right there that causes all of our problems. Karens. She's literally fighting for a situation that doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. Like, why would you do, what in your right mind makes you think that what's going on there is okay? Like, how? Like, come on, man. This shit is nuts. I can't even believe that it's this bad. I can't even, like, it's insane. I'm gonna just press play because what else am I gonna say? What am I gonna say?
Go away.
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to
It's
this
not ice,
business that
though.
has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
You don't care
I
about
belong
the
here
facts.
just like you belong
That's the
here.
problem.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no
She
one
don't
here.
care about reasoning.
This is a
State of
child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run
Straight
away?
demented. That's
Where
all
are
that
the
is.
children?
She's
This is state of
fucking
Minnesota.
psycho.
Right here.
Psycho.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick
What's
Shirley
that,
on YouTube.
literally?
Yeah. So who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
What?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
Never seen a child. And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
Disgusting.
Of course.
I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's if they get caught for that's a federal offense.
Boom.
I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Waltz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled
Federal
here in the
offense, but
state?
nobody's
Him
getting
doing
caught.
this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's the wildest part.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all
So how long have you been living here?
since 2017. 2018.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building.
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows
That's
either.
a problem.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but
They're
we don't
definitely
know
not
where
paying
this money
taxes.
is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud, and the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello.
Nuts.
How are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
Manager's not here.
Okay, but if I
Manager's
can I
not
get
here.
paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare?
No, you cannot.
We'd really like to put Joey in
about
this
that.
daycare. We've heard
Right.
great things.
Oh. No, you cannot.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card
Business
actually.
card? It's funny.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
What?
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No. No friends for little Joey.
Yes.
No friends for little
Dang it.
Joey.
Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be
At least he was
accepted to that
polite.
daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center,
shit is
as they have
crazy.
been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota. Because of the government funds that they're receiving, I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a
Nothing.
spot for our little boy Joey, but
Not a damn
we
thing.
thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer you.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a
Oh, they're
spot
about
to put
to-
himself in one of these centers here, because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot.
It's not a joke.
But that's our number on you can call. But this is a we can't let you guys in. So
Ah, okay.
See, I think okay, Nick, you gotta go about this a little bit better first and foremost. You gotta, if you're seriously gonna say this stuff about little Joey, you gotta be better. Like, hey, I'm a single father. I want to bring my child here. You know, I work long hours. I wanted to know how I can get my son here. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if he's still holding the camera or maybe he's using one of those handheld one of those cameras he could put on his body. Obviously, a body camera. Why didn't I say that? But regardless, he needs one of those. Okay, to have true investigative journalism.
No evidence of them
No kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
after
Not-
being able to
not
provide
serving any
no
kids, that's
evidence
why.
of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go. They shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door, absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere, but yet millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign
Crazy
says
work.
Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
You think?
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, The kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You would think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you?
Not only that, but with my experience in working in government, one of the things that they do, especially towards the end of the fiscal year, when they have a budget surplus, is they just want to get rid of it. And so in order to get rid of it, they just don't want to ask any questions. And then you have situations like this where people are just getting checks written to them who are probably lying about stuff, but they don't care because they want to keep the budget. They want to keep increasing the budget. They want to keep their budget, because if you have a surplus in your budget, in your department, you don't use it, you will lose that budget the next year. So it's just, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's stupid, but it's what happens, man. Unfortunately, it is literally what happens. Like, literally is what happens. But all right, let's get back to the video.
Not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address.
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
Wow.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So
Tim Walz
the last
fucked up.
biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium.
Holy
how in the world
shit.
can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here.
I'll tell you how.
This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
He's like, oh, that's okay.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed.
This shit is crazy.
This is the strangest
Crazy.
place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
We have no idea.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been.
No idea.
Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers and they actually took down our information to give us a rate.
Okay.
However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
The police. Uh-oh.
Gentlemen matching your description, we're in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
What do you mean is there? See, and this is Okay, this is where I think the officials are complicit. Is there any other business you hear? It's a healthcare facility with 14 different healthcare providers, and he's looking for healthcare. What do you mean, is there any other reason for you to be here? I'm here because this is the place to be for healthcare. No? And if it's not the place to be for healthcare, fine, then say that. But then you have this lady who interjects, is like, oh no, he's trying to rage bait, or he's trying to, you know, it's like, no, you're literally assuming. So you're telling me that you can't get healthcare here, even though there are 14 different facilities who say that's what they provide? What are we doing here? How can this really be happening? How do people really fall for this? This might be a wild thing to say, but everybody here, everybody in Minnesota that's a part of the system, and I mean like from top to bottom, they're all complicit in this. And they all need to be fucking jailed. All of them. The police too. Screw it. Whatever. Why not? Let's all send them that.
Well, we were checking rates.
It is though.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have.
How do you know that? He asked.
We're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady.
That's good.
What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Denden Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginnings Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity
no comment.
Quality Care.
They can't.
All
What are they
these
going to say?
businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here,
Right.
Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door.
Exactly.
We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud.
Good point. People will argue intent versus evidence. Exactly. And that's the problem. When you have people who are willing to fight that, you can't fight with them. There's no common sense there. There's no point in even going any further with that conversation because it's not going to get you anywhere.
Fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Why not?
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay, as soon as you confront them about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate.
Damn.
However, still a lot of money
$108
in
million
fraud.
though
And
is
do you
what
think
he.
there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare, and this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end.
And after this, we'll be heading to the
It's
state
about to get
capitol to confront
spicy.
the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen. And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Blackline Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Blackline Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, and especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding.
They're not gonna have a response.
And $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Damn.
Look at that. Shut us down. Where
yeah,
are the
they shut
children?
y'all down.
No children inside
What
of
do
this
you think?
daycare
You
center.
thought they were gonna
And
answer
look,
you?
at this daycare center right here, no children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at?
No.
Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these child care centers have no children?
I don't know. No.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses
Don't work here.
that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere.
They know what they're doing. They know what's up. And
People
they're
deserve to
stupid,
know
but they
where their
what's up.
taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that
course.
is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk
You
outside?
don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have.
You
She
do
doesn't
not
have permission to record
no,
me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't
where-
have any permission.
Where
I'll
are the
sue
children?
You. I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave, please.
He doesn't
leave.
even know
Are
what
there
paper
children
he's
here?
holding.
Please leave.
This is America, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're at right now. Crazy.
Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with you. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not gonna answer.
Somebody's pissed.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the
Somebody's
children.
mad.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay. What are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here?
Right. So who does he need to talk
Answer
to?
the
Not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him, plain and simple, where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once
Crazy.
with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving
Of
this
course
man
not, 'cause it
plenty of
makes him look bad.
opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us, and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the
this'll be
state
good.
representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who
Damn.
is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but I'm.
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who you
crosses?
are.
My name's Nick Shirley.
Okay.
Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
They always run.
Well, because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build, trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
When are you
happen.
going to hold Governor Walz accountable for this?
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're gonna talk to me like
Are you
that,
going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
See, this is where I think it's better to approach her with a little bit of a relaxed tone, just trying to get her to talk. Because if you're on up here and are you there? It's just she's literally gonna be able to walk away. But if you approach her with letting her speak, you speak, letting her speak, you speak, you'll probably get a better answer. Even though I don't think that they're gonna have an answer, but that's the only criticism I can offer. But outside of that, these people need to be confronted just like this. They need to be, let me rephrase it. These people need to be confronted. They need to be shown this evidence. They need to understand that they are not doing anything that's helping the American public. If anything, they're hindering the American public from getting the justice they should be getting, because this is outrageous. Watching this video, if you still think that there isn't a problem in Minnesota, you are the problem. Literally, you are the problem.
I heard you, and
get
we got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think
Yes.
what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee
Saying a
are
bunch of
not
nothing.
actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud
We're not talking about across the country. We're talking about in Minnesota.
within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, It is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these
She didn't say anything. She obfuscated a bunch of shit. She said a bunch of things that, okay, maybe some of it is there's fraud. Like, okay, there's fraud on multiple sides. Yes, of course there is. It's not just a Democrat thing. It's not just a Republican thing. But the one thing you can't hide is the fact of how bad it is in Minnesota. And when you go to the places where these people are supposedly getting these funds, there is nothing that corroborates the amount of funds that they're getting, right? Oh, we have 102 kids. No kids are there. No playground outside. They don't let you in. You want to put your child in there? They don't let you do that. So it doesn't make sense. It's just, again, it just goes back to, this is one of the reasons why our system is fucked, is because we have people like her who just want to do the whataboutism and say, oh, well, Trump controls, Medicare, and there's fraud, and the United, what did she say? United Health? United Health is also doing fraud, and blah. It's like, bro, what the f***? It's like, oh yeah, Javon, audits shouldn't be optional. Exactly. How can you have all of this happening and not one audit? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just some regular dude. I just got an associate's degree. I'm not even no extremely super smart person. I'm literally just watching this and being like, this shit does not make any sense. And if you think it makes sense, then you're a part of the problem and you need to go pound sand.
politicians are just walking
This guy
out
is wild.
thinking it's
Look at him.
okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering.
He's gonna cry here.
I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care.
Okay.
How
I mean,
many
he's not
more
wrong,
people
but
are gonna
damn,
freaking
come on,
die?
bro.
How many more people are gonna go homeless?
Look at Nick. Nick's like, what did I sign up for? And again, if anything, this is a crash course into understanding. If you want to confront these people, you do it the way Nick did. Let them talk. They're going to talk themselves into a rabbit hole, and ask them questions patiently, calmly. You don't have to be all agitated about it like this guy. It's not going to get you anywhere. If anything, it's going to make them run away faster. It's going to make them be able to say, look at these crazy people coming at me and attacking me. All right, this dude is wild. Even if he's right,
And how
there's
many
ways to
more
do
people
things.
are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
In one day, we uncovered an estimated $111 million worth of fraud. It is time to hold corrupt politicians and fraudsters accountable. We all work too hard to pay too much in taxes for billions to be wasted. It is time to reclaim our cities from corruption and illegal fraudsters. Subscribe for more videos.